Previously on the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. It made Batista a main eventer. It showed that some of his opponents really weren't up to par. He had good to great matches with Shawn Michaels, and he gave us Evolution. But the bad, the bad, predictable losses, predictable wins. His work rate just went down. We got Katie Vick during this time. Triple H was always the focus, even when he was. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everybody. It is it's Saturday, May 27th, and you know what that means. It's time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. Let me get through this. As always, it's your boy. I guess I'm the tribal chief now. Jeremy Pierce. You can check me out on the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and the 215 on Twitter. Don't forget the Patreon and the coffee page, with all donations are greatly appreciated and welcome. And I'm in this tizzy. I'm in this. I don't know. My body's doing things. Because today we're reviewing Night of Champions. It just ended. And that ending, boy, oh boy. That's what we got for you today. We're gonna run through everything, and then we're gonna get to Night of Champions, which was a solid show. But for now, you all know what's next. So just go on and hit my music. All right, so let's just get into the news, because we got a lot. Oh boy, Fight Forever finally officially has a release date, June 29th. That is exactly about 1 month away, and I can't wait. I'm going to be getting this. I'm going to hopefully be able to be streaming it for you all. I think what I'm going to do is probably go get my Series X at this point by then. But yeah. June 29th, Fight Forever. I'm excited to play this. Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan have been cast in a historic wrestling movie. It is about the legendary Mildred Burke. It stars Emily Beth Rickers, who you know as Felicity Smoke from Arrow. She'll be playing Mildred Burke. This is big news, y'all, when it comes to professional wrestling. Cassie Lee, well, she's making her return to wrestling after taking a brief hiatus. She had a baby. She's returning, not Jessica McKay. I can't wait. I'm so happy. I love the Iconics, or the Inspiration, however you want to call them. Anthony Bowens is named one of the faces of Rihanna's 2023 Savage Fenty Pride collection. This is really great. This is a big get, not only for Rihanna, but for AEW, that one of their star wrestlers is working with, well, one of the biggest stars on the planet. AEW has announced 2 new signings that are actually one signing, as Aussie Open, Aussie Open, Mark Davis, Cal Fletcher are now all elite. This is a great pickup for them. Blair Davenport, she has not come over from overseas yet. She's still going back and forth on if she wants to join NXT. I'm kind of hoping she goes back to AEW. And Jordan Grace is now a free agent. She finished there with Impact. She spent a lot of her career at Impact. She has been one of the biggest stars in Impact, and we'll see what's next for her. Any company would be extremely lucky to have her. On the rating side of things, Rampage this past week of the May 19th episode, because was a special start time, posted 293,000 viewers with a .09 and the 18-49 demo. That is down. I don't know what we can do about these Rampage rates. Let me change that. I know what we can do is up to Tony Khan to do it. Raw this past week, the go-home show for Night of Champions, posted 1.6 million viewers with a .54 in the 18-49 demo. That is down in both the ratings and the demographic. I'm trying to figure out, was there a basketball game on Monday? I think there might have been a basketball game on Monday. As for Dynamite, their ratings, they did solid this week. They posted 846,000 viewers with a .32 in the 18-49 demo. That is up from last week. This is also the go-home show for Double or Nothing. SmackDown this past week posted 2.2 million viewers with a, I don't know what the demo is, but they were number one in the demo, and they've just been, pretty much killing it for a while. Now, over on the injury front, yes, news is sad. Mercedes Moné has broken her ankle. She broke it in the finals of the Resurgence match to crown the inaugural New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion, as she was taking on Willow Nightingale. She should be out for 6 to 8 weeks. And listen, Mercedes was probably supposed to win this match. It was going to win this match. She caused an audible, and now Willow Nightingale is your new champion. This is great. I cannot wait for a potential rematch. Will Ospreay is currently dealing with an AC joint injury. He just takes some time to heal, and we'll see what's next for him. Dakota Kai has successful ACL surgery. As you know, she tore her ACL, so she'll be out for the next 6 to 8 months, maybe a little bit longer. ACL injuries are tricky, but they seem to happen a lot, and people come back healing from them. Jamie Hayter is also injured, but she will be fighting and defending her championship at Double or Nothing. It doesn't look like a big injury, but she's going to compete. Nevertheless, Mark Davis, one half of Aussie Open, he is out with injury. He has a torn meniscus and underwent arthroscopic knee surgery. He should be back in 4 to 6 weeks. And Kyle O'Reilly, has an update on him. He's in good shape. He's in good spirits. As you know, he had, I believe, neck surgery. But the sooner the better. And once he gets healthy, we can get, 3/4 of the Undisputed Era back in AEW. But that's the news, and we shall be right back. All right, let's get into the week in review. And there was, so much wrestling. Monday Night Raw, we had the go-home show for Night of Champions. This show gets a fist. So the show opens up. Then it actually doesn't even open up. Brock attacked Cody before the show even started. Yeah, this is not over between them two. Far from it. Paul Heyman starts the show and says, the same old stuff that Roman and Solo will win. Sami and KO come out, and they dedicate their impending victory to the Usos, since Roman wanted to dedicate his victory to Alpha and Sika. They dedicate to the Usos. Imperial comes out to fight, and Matt Riddle comes out to help KO and Sami, as he's their mystery tag team partner. It was never really a mystery. It was going to be KO. Bronson Reed defeated Ricochet. Seth Rollins interview showcasing how important winning the World Heavyweight Championship will be. Finn Balor says he will finish off Shinsuke Nakamura. Zoe Stark defeated Candice LeRae. Where was Indy? Nikki Cross was there, but where was Indy? I would like the way back on my screen. Lesnar walks through Ali's interview, tells him to get a life. It ends up breaking Cody's arm, putting him in the Kimura. The Alpha Academy defeated the Viking Raiders with a little bit of help from Maxine Dupree. She was dressed up as some stars for the Alpha Academy. Finn Balor defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. Raquel defeated Sonya Deville and got some backup from Shotzi Blackheart, who's her new tag team partner. I'm kind of hoping Liv comes back as a heel. With the contract signed between Becky and Trish, and this was really, really good. They both threw shots at each other. It has just elevated the storyline even more. Dominic Mysterio defeated Apollo Crews, who was set up earlier in the show with Rhea and Dom interrupting Apollo's interview. It was good to get Dominic Mysterio some more wins. Sami, KO, Matt Riddle defeated Imperium. And Triple H tries to talk some sense into Cody over on Dynamite. We had our Double or Nothing go-home show. Orange Cassidy retained the International Championship against Kyle Fletcher. Juice Robinson and Jay White attacked Ricky Starks backstage. Mark Briscoe was tired of the BS with Jeff Jarrett. Jay Lethal said he, like FTR, he's over it. He gets into everybody's faces. He slaps Dax, which really goes past Karen, slaps Jeff Jarrett, and tells Jay Lethal, like, yo, you my boy, and I'm tired of all of this. The House of Black retained the Trio Championships in a House Rules match against AR Fox, Grand Metalik, and Blake Christian. The House Rule was one man in, one man out, which means there needs to be no tags, but if one man leaves the ring, one man can get into the ring. I like kind of like that. Made for an exciting matchup, but the lighting has been very, very good. Elevate these trio championships even more. MJF talks his stuff, talking about how he'll retain. He lows Darby. Sami runs him off, and then Jungle Boy closes him, and Jungle Boy is the one holding the championship. Ty Valkyrie defeated Lady Frost. Jade and her crew are watching from the stage. Adam Cole and Chris Jericho have a contract signing. They say some words. The usual stuff. Jericho shows the beatdown of Britt Baker one more time, which is chef's kiss. And since this match is unsanctioned, Adam Cole's got a special enforcer, someone that he's idolized growing up, who I know very, very well from my childhood. And he is someone who is homicidal, suicidal, genocidal. Yeah, that's right. Sabu. He helps Adam Cole and Roddy get the upper hand on the JES, and Taz was like, what? Yeah. Roddy then defeated Daniel Garcia. In the main event, the Lucha Brothers retained the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against the Blackpool Combat Club team of Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta after the Young Bucks cost them the match. Mox promises pain. Over Impact, we had our Under Siege Go Home show. Impact gets a fist. Chris Sabin defeated Speedball Mike Bailey. We had a Trinity video package hyping her match with Giselle Shaw. Kenny King and Sheldon Jean defeated the Decay. Kenny taunts Nick Aldis, so they'll have a match at Under Siege. Taylor Wilde defeated Jessica in a quick match as she was by herself. And the Covenant attacked her until she gets back up from Courtney Rush. Courtney Rush is one of the identities of Rosemary, which is always good, just like how Su Yung has Susie. Rich Swann defeated Alan Angels in the design attack him and Callahan after the match. Jordan Grace defeated Alicia Edwards. Dango is now a heel. We got a video explaining this heel turn. Pretty much no more comedy. And the first person he's going to be coming after is Joe Hendry. Chris Bay defeated John Schuyler. Steve Macklin wants a replacement name since PCO won't be able to compete. And Scott Demers like, nah. Because PCO's in the building, he runs everybody off. Under Siege, our match results. Nick Aldis defeated Kenny King. Killer Kelly and Monster Slammers were fighting in the crowd, so I want more of this between them two. Rich Swann, Sami Callihan, and Jake Chris, who was the mystery partner, defeated the Design. Trinity defeats Giselle Shaw. Ace Austin and Chris Bay retain the Tag Team Championships, defeating Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan. Trey Miguel retains the X Division Championship over Chris Sabin. Deonna Purrazzo retains the the Women's Championship against Jordan Grace. This was Jordan Grace's last chance. She cannot challenge for the championship as long as Deonna Purrazzo is the champion. And, these two have had a really, really good feud. In the main event, Steve Macklin retains the Impact World Championship over PCO in a no DQ match. Bully Ray comes through at the end and powerbombs Scott D'Amore through a flaming table. Matthew Ruholt and MC Motor City Machine Guns tried to help, and it just failed. Over on Ring of Honor, they built it as a pay-per-view worthy show. It was not. It was just a bunch of matches. They had 16 matches on the show. I don't even want to run through all of them. Men, women, we had some storyline stuff with The Righteous and Stu Grayson. Willow Nightingale got a solid win. Cloud Fletcher got a solid win versus AR Fox. What else we got? Kiera Hogan defeated Vert Vixen. Looks like Kiera will be the next challenger for Athena. Sky Blue got a solid win. Action Andretti and Darius Martin got a nice little win over Cole Carter and Zach Clayton. And this team really means nothing because Dante's going to come back, but maybe you can put Action Andretti in and make them a trio team and have the new top flight. In the main event, Samoa Joe and Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal. Over on SmackDown, we had our Night of Champions go home show. Austin Theory retained the United States Championship, defeating Sheamus with a little bit of help from Pretty Deadly. Roman steps up into Jimmy's face. That will play a part. Raquel and Shotzi defeated Damage Control after more miscommunication between Bayley and Io. Just get me to this Bayley versus Io match, because it could be one of the best women's matches in a very, very long time in the WWE. We had a Styles video package promoting him for the World Heavyweight Championship. Cameron Grimes defeated Ashanti the Adonis. Hit row appearance while Corbin attacked him after the match. Asuka and Bianca brawl. LA Knight defeated Rick Boogs. The Street Profits were a commentary, and LA Knight says he's still coming for the Street Profits. LA Knight is super over. He is super, super over. So over to the fact that they had to pipe in booze for LA Knight. AJ Styles defeated Karrion Kross, and anytime Karrion Kross loses, it's always a good day. He just keeps starting stuff and losing. And the main event segment, KO show, was supposed to be with Solo and Roman. They didn't show up. The Usos come out. KO tells the Usos that Sami was right. What are y'all doing? You should be, the bloodline is done. Jimmy says it don't matter, because when it comes to tag teams, he's the tribal chief. Roman comes out, steps up to everybody. KO gives him a stunner. A brawl breaks out and Solo spikes everybody. So the bloodline stands tall. And Jimmy has the tag team championships in his hand. Roman's like, yo, give them to me. And Jimmy doesn't want to do it. And then Jay takes them and gives them to Roman. They put the ones up, but Jimmy doesn't. This will play a part. Okay? Over on Rampage, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass defeated Faction Ignorables. They call it the House of Black for a trios match, so this will probably be happening at Double or Nothing. I'm happy that the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass won. They've been winning matches, especially on Rampage, helping elevate Rampage. You gotta put the stars in it. I just don't think he had to sacrifice the Faction. The Guns won a squash match. Isaiah Cassidy can't compete at Double or Nothing, but his replacement will be Hook. Hikaru Shida and Britt Baker defeated Nyla Rose and Marina Shafir. Still don't feel right seeing Shida and Britt team together. Lee Moriarty and Big Bill defeat the Best Friends, and then all of the participants in the Blackjack Battle Royal Broad. Our matches of the week from Raw: Finn Balor versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, these two can just do whatever, man. These guys are great. Just dive into their New Japan stuff. From Impact, Chris Sabin versus Speedball Mike Bailey. I mean, it's Speedball, it's Chris Sabin. What do you expect? From Under Siege, it was a good show, but the one match that stood out above all was Trey Miguel versus Chris Sabin as he defended his X Division Championship. Just really, really, really good stuff. From Ring of Honor, Kyle Fletcher versus AR Fox. And also from Ring of Honor, Samoa Joe and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels. Nothing really from SmackDown or Rampage, but from Night of Champions, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles to determine the new World Heavyweight Championship. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa as they defended their undisputed tag team championships. Our star of the week, it's Jimmy. It's Jimmy Uso. It's Jimmy Uso. It is Jimmy Uso. Man, crazy, crazy stuff. But that is our week in review, and we shall be right back. Night of Champions, aka Blood Money 40, whatever. The WWE are once again back in Saudi Arabia, getting that good old blood money check. And yeah, Night of Champions. And usually when we think of Night of Champions, usually when I think of Night of Champions, I think the original one, when it's like every championship is on the line. You know what I mean? Every championship is on the line. This isn't it. This just isn't it. It's just another event. But let's take a look at the last Night of Champions, which was 2015. That was the last Night of Champions. And you know who's on that card? Sorry, you know who's on that poster? Sting. Sting is on that poster. Let's just take a look at that card. So I think if Sting is on that poster, that must have been when Seth Rollins had 2 matches in one night. Yeah. So if we go look at that card, we had a pre-show match of Stardust and the Ascension defeating Neville and the Lucha Dragons. And surprisingly, only one of these people are still in the company. That's Stardust, aka Cody Rhodes. The first match on the card was Kevin Owens defeating Ryback to win the Intercontinental Championship. Second match was Dolph Ziggler defeating Rusev, who had Summer Rae as his manager. The Dudley Boys defeated the New Day by DQ. This match was for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Charlotte Flair defeated Nikki Bella by submission. This was for the Divas Championship. This was the start of the beginning of the whole women's revolution there, because Charlotte had Becky and Paige in her corner, and the Bellas had Alicia Fox and Brie Bella in her corner. And we had a 6-man tag match as the Wyatt family defeated Chris Jericho, Dean Ambrose, and Roman Reigns by technical submission. That was weird. John Cena defeated Seth Rollins to win the United States Championship, and Seth Rollins defeated Sting, retaining the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, that was the match that Sting got injured in and had to pretty much retire until 2-3 years ago in AEW. But here we are, Night of Champions in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, at the Jeddah Superdome. And needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, this was an event. So we opened up with the finals of the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Seth Rollins taking on one AJ Styles, and this match had to be good. You know what I mean? It had to be good. And here's the thing: I don't believe the winner was ever in doubt. Ever in doubt. And by that, we all know that means Seth Rollins was going to win. And so, yeah, Seth Rollins did win, but this was a solid, even someone might say phenomenal match. As this was AJ Styles' first match in 4 years for one-on-one match in 4 years for a world title. The last time he actually fought in a one-on-one match for a world championship, coincidentally, was against Seth Rollins. So there's a little bit of history there, and these two played each other's strength. No one had the outright advantage. I will probably say AJ might have had the slight strength advantage, and Seth had the slight speed advantage, but these two just went blow for blow, counter for counter, high flying moves. AJ kept trying to hit the Styles Clash, and it didn't particularly work, but he finally hit it. Actually, one point he hit the pedigree on Seth. There's a little bit of blood in this match, but these two told a really good story with counters, with both players getting immobilized, and in the end, Seth delivered a pedigree, shook out his leg and hit the stomp for the 1-2-3. He did injure his leg a little bit earlier in the match, but this was fine. Triple H emerged, gave the new championship to Seth Rollins and raised his hand. So this was good. Wasn't super exciting and Roz was the obvious choice. Here's my thing. I personally would have gone with Bobby in the finals against Seth. That was just me personally. Put a little bit of intrigue on it. But then again, Bobby's on SmackDown, but this World Championship is now on Monday Night Raw, and we will see what is next for Seth. Who will the first challenger be? We'll find out. Second match, Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, and this really, really surprised me just at like how truly good it was. And that's not trying to be a knock on Trish. It's just she's ring rust. One-on-one match, and this match went almost 15 minutes, but it took Trish to get her sea legs into her to get going, get acclimated, and working a strong match. And honestly, Trish looked better here than she has at any point in her career before this, and I think that's because she's in the ring with Becky. Becky's not Asuka or Io or Bayley or Mercedes, but Becky can tell a story, and that's the great thing about Becky, which helps elevate her over a lot of women. And this was good. The crowd heard it. Like remember how we said we were at Backlash, how crowds make matches. Crowd didn't really help this match. But Trish was the good, conniving heel here. And Becky, tried. But, Trish is a veteran at this game. And both women had the upper hand on each other. But it came with the ending, which refreshed this feud. And we're at the end of the match, right? They're outside. They're trading shots. Trish goes under the apron looking for something. Becky goes to cut her off and tossed her back in the ring. Suddenly, Zoe Stark came from under the ring. Trish distracted the refs. Zoe hit the Z360. Toss Becky back into the ring. Trish hits the Stratisfaction. 1, 2, 3. How many you had on your bingo card? Not only Trish winning, but winning thanks to Zoe Stark. And I like that. I like that we're using the legends, the veterans to help get over the younger talent. AEW does it all the time, and it works so well. So now we have a new alliance between Trish and Zoe Stark. It looks like now we have a way to work Lita back into the feud, so we can do a tag match now. Trish and Zoe, Becky and Lita. We have now a new one-on-one feud that after Becky's going to feud with Zoe, help get Zoe over, and we can go back to Becky versus Trish maybe down the line at SummerSlam or maybe even at Money in the Bank, but it might be too soon for Money in the Bank. I can see the tag match happening there, but this was good. I'm curious as to where they're going to go with this feud. Next up, we had Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship against Mustafa Ali. And listen, many thought this would be a squash. This was not the squash of the show. And Ali was super over. And remember, there are times when Brock Lesnar would take on smaller opponents and it makes the match just look so much better. That's what we got here. Like, I know just how good Ali is. We all know that. We know how good Ali is. Man, he gave Gunther just a solid performance. And it was like whatever Gunther didn't work. He hit the big clothesline, didn't work. He hit the big powerbomb once, didn't work. And it shows you just how much Ali has in the tank. Ali hit the 450 splash and Gunther kicked out. This was good. But in the end, it was like Gunther was like, I'm done. I'm tired of this. He hit that big drop kick, gave Ali the powerbomb, 1, 2, 3. It was a wrap. But this was good. This was good, and I want them to do more with Ali. We knew Gunther was going to retain because they're clearly setting up for him versus Riddle. Yeah, there's nothing more I need to really say here. This was just fun. Next up, I had a quick little backstage segment with KO and Sami, and pretty much saying, listen, Roman is losing today. Simply put, that's what it is. Roman's gonna take the L. And next up, we had the Raw Women's Championship match as Bianca Belair was defending against Asuka, and yeah, I felt that the result was coming. I felt that Bianca was going to lose here. Here's why. Ever since Bianca won the championship, it never felt like she was going to lose the championship. And once you get a champion where it just doesn't feel like they're going to lose, the loss is just going to come out of nowhere. Like with Roman's title reign, there have been times where we thought he was going to lose. We thought he was going to lose to Sami. We thought he was going to lose to KO. We thought he was going to lose to Drew McIntyre. And they gave us that. Not with Bianca. And this feud, this rivalry didn't feel heated. There was no sauce on this. There was no heat on this. It was just a WrestleMania rematch. And it just happened, which I'm perfectly fine with. And this was a solid match. I feel like these two women can get a better match. And the rubber match, I think if they stop trying so hard, more specifically, I'm not trying to knock Bianca's very good, but as you know, I think Asuka and Io are better than most of the women on the main roster. Stop thinking so hard and just do it. We can get a 5-star worthy match from these two women. But the match was fine. It was counter after counter, power, Asuka being her tricky, conniving self. But what really helped this match was Asuka making Bianca get frustrated, making Bianca lose her cool. And that's how she defeated her. So Asuka went for the miss. Bianca ducked it, right? And later in the match, right, they're on the ropes. They're hiding, Asuka's going outside of the ring. And Asuka spit the mist into her hands, right? Bianca gets Asuka for the KOD, and Asuka rubs her hand into Bianca's eyes and her face. Belair let go because it's pain. It's the miss. Asuka hits Belair with 2 kicks. 1, 2, 3. It was so beautiful and so smart. It showed you just how good Asuka is. And as Corey Graves pointed out, this is something that the Great Muta used to do. If you ever see the Great Muta, he has his fingers and his hands taped. So Asuka can spit the mist on the tape, and it just easily rubs off onto somebody. And that's exactly what she did. It was so smart. It was so smart. And Asuka, your SmackDown wrestler, is the new Raw Women's Champion. Yeah. I'm fine with this. I want Asuka to be champion. Asuka's probably going to hold his belt up until SummerSlam, and Bianca will probably get it back. I'm fine with that. Just let the Asuka be Asuka. Next up, we had the SmackDown Women's Championship as Rhea Ripley was defending against Natalya, and this was our squash of the night. Okay? Natty knew what the mission was. Get that Saudi check, make Rhea look like a star. So Dom is jawing at Natalya as the match began. Rhea uses us as a distraction. She attacked Natty from behind, slammed into the ring post, slammed into the floor, slammed into the announce desk, ring steps. Natalya tried to crawl away. Ripley threw her into the steps again, threw into the ring, hit the riptide. 1, 2, 3, match over. 1 minute. That's how long this match lasted. That's how you make a star, ladies and gentlemen. Rhea Ripley's on a roll. This was perfect. This was perfect. Now, Natalya will probably get a rematch. And we'll get a much longer match. But for now, this was perfect. We had a backstage interview with Byron Saxton interviewing Seth Rollins, and Seth says he's going to be a fighting champion, and we'll see what's next. But my main issue is the main roster has 3 world championships. Should have just had Cody beat Roman. Speaking of Cody versus Brock Lesnar in the fight. Now, they said they wanted to fight. I was expecting like a special stipulation to be on this joint. There was not. This was your standard Brock Lesnar match. Everybody hits their finishers. People kick out. German suplexes. It's just Cody's just a believable babyface. Brock TKO'd Cody, ref stoppage, put him in the Kimura. Like, they hit F5s on each other. Cody hit like 3 crossroads, and it just wasn't enough. But Cody had his arm in a cast. It was a titanium cast, so they were essentially using it as a weapon. As if it's part of your body, you can use it as a weapon, and that helped him. But it didn't help him much, because once Brock locked in the Kimura for the second time, it was over. 1, 2, 3. Actually, no 1, 2, 3. Ref stoppage. What am I doing? And we'll see. Will there be a third match? I mean, I believe. What's our next match? Pay-per-view. Money in the Bank? I think Money in the Bank is next. For the main roster, yes, it is Money in the Bank, which should be pretty fun. In our main event, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens defending the Undisputed Tag Team Championships against Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. Roman is at 1,000 days as your Universal Champion. This match, like, this was a fine match. This was a good match. Roman being scared of Sami, picking his spots. Roman being scared of KO and picking his spots. Solo doing all the heavy lifting. But what we're really going to talk about is the last 5 minutes. So let's just talk about the last 5 minutes. Roman is doing his thing, right? He went for a spear. Sami moved, and Roman ended up spearing the ref. The ref died. I'm letting y'all know. The ref died. This ref is dead. Sami is cocking his fist for the Superman punch. He hit Roman with a Superman punch. He then goes for a spear, but Roman hit him with a Superman punch. So KO comes in, spears Roman. The champion, Universal Champion Roman, rolls outside, right? KO tosses him to the ring steps. Clears the announce tables because he's gonna put him to the table probably with a frog splash or a powerbomb, whatever. Usos come out and they take out KO, right? They go into the ring. They hit Sami with the super kick, hit Sami with the super kick again, and then they go for a tandem super kick. Sami ducks and they super kick Solo. Roman can't believe it. He gets in the ring. He shoves Jimmy. Jay's like, yo, we were just trying to help. Roman was heated. Telling Jay, there's no more day one. There's no more day one. We're done. Get out of my ring. He screamed at Jay, pushes him, turns around, and Jimmy super kicks him. Jay was shocked. He asked Jimmy, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Jimmy's like, I'm doing what you should have done a long time ago. It's you and me now. It's you and me. I got you. And he kicks Roman again. Jay was in shock. Paul Heyman was in shock. Jimmy forced Jay out of the ring, was like, yo, let's go. We gotta go. Solo was alone in the ring because Solo was the legal man. KO gives him a stunner. Sami gives him a haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Another ref came in because the first ref was dead. Sami and KO retains. The Usos are walking up the ramp, and Jay's like, "What do you do? What do you do?" Still in shock. Jimmy was like, sure, confident, all over his face. Roman sat at ringside just dejected. KO and Sami held up their titles at Roman, who was sitting at the barricade, just looking at Sami shaking his head. Like the camera work was great, showing Sami and KO above Roman or behind Roman, looking triumphant. Roman just couldn't believe it. And we thought all this time it would be Jay to turn on Roman, and it was Jimmy. And Jimmy's always been the hothead. And here we are, the Usos together, Roman solo. So you know what we're getting. Listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly how this is gonna play out. This is exactly how it's gonna play out. Okay, listen, we're gonna do the Usos versus Roman and Solo. Then we're gonna do Solo versus both of his brothers, right? Then we're gonna do the brothers versus Roman. Then Solo's gonna turn on Roman, and then we're gonna do Solo versus Roman. And then Roman's gonna be by himself, and we're gonna have a new bloodline with the Usos and their brother Solo. That's what's gonna happen. That can take us into next year. Listen, I would not be shocked if we got I would not be shocked if we got like Solo versus Roman at WrestleMania next year, or a Fatal 4-Way match. How has this storyline been going on for almost 4 years, and it is still so good? It is so good. But that was Night of Champions, ladies and germs. Such a solid show, but we're gonna be talking about this main event and AJ. This overshadows everything. This overshadows Seth becoming world champion. It overshadows Brock beating Cody. It overshadows Zoe joining with Trish. It overshadows Rhea's dominance. It overshadows Bianca's loss. Sorry. Wrestling, man, I tell you. Next week, I don't know what we have planned. Stay tuned for the schedule to come up this week. We will have 4 shows next week, and we will also have the revamp of this show, as I'm adding we'll get into it. Because we got Collision coming up, so there's gonna be some things in the works. But don't forget to check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and the 215 on Twitter. Don't forget about the Coffee and Patreon page, as all donations are welcome and appreciated. And as always, shout out to Blackheart, Wendy Chu, Zaya Lee, Bailey, Isla Dawn, and Gigi Dolan. Holla at your boy. Peace.